Hello out there. It's Wednesday evening, if you didn't know that, at 7 o'clock, and I'm here. Are you? Just getting everything finished and set up, and we will see what we end up with. I'll give it a couple seconds here and see who's on. So tonight we're doing some creating, of course. And I should ask you, what's in your mug, right? Have you brought yours? So, mine has a little bit of peach tea left with a lot of ice cubes, so it's more ice than much of anything. But, alright, so, while I'm sitting here waiting, I don't wait very patiently, if you didn't know this. So, my name is Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Here in 29 Palms. If you don't know where 29 Palms is, it's next to one of the biggest bases for the Marine Corps in probably the world. I know in the States. So I would venture to say the world. And right next to Joshua Tree National Park, and about 45 minutes or an hour east and up the hill of Palm Springs. So, tonight, couple housekeeping things. First off, if you want to find me, my blog is www, of course, .stampingwithjohnny.wordpress.com. I have a class coming up on Saturday. Tonight is the last day to RSVP. You have till midnight. It's Serena's Halloween Favors class. So we've got a non-candy solution of some pencils. Now, I have to say, each of these is in groups of 10 because Serena's a teacher. So we were thinking, wouldn't it be great if you could get all your Halloween stuff done for the kids' class, or if you do giveaways or favors or co-workers or whatever the case may be. So that's the thought process. But anyways, this is Saturday, and each one of these is $5 for a group of 10 of them. So the thought process is to do a couple groups of 10, whether they be all the same or different, and that way you can get your coworkers done, your classroom done, your kids' class done, sports teams done, or if you just want to hand out something a little bit different other than just candy. Okay? That's the thought. So we've got a couple Halloween pencils wrapped all pretty, of course. And let's see. I gotta put these to the side. We've got Bugs and Kisses with some spider rings and, of course, some kisses, right? It's finally cool enough in the desert to do chocolate again. Yahoo! Then we've got just a little big bag of candy with cute tag. Now, obviously, you could do something different. Like here we did the Cat Punch, double-sided glued together with a to from. So if you would like to do any of those, please let me know by tonight. There is a Facebook event called Serena's Halloween Favors or Serena's Halloween class or something like that. I'm sorry, I can't right off the top of my head think of it for some reason. But you have till midnight tonight. Please let me know. You can, and this is not usual, you can bring your kid to create with you. I ask that they be at least ages 5 and up, because we will have sharp objects out and don't want to worry about a 2-year-old grabbing scissors off the table. So, just a heads up, and wanted to let you know this is the last day, so please let me know. I have at least one that's joined me, so comment below, say hello, please, and we'll get started on this card. So tonight's card was kind of, okay, let me backtrack. Convention or on stage is in November, and I was backtracking through some notes from last time or the time before, actually, and came across this technique And I was like, I haven't shown this. I need to show this before I get 6 other pages of notes. So that's where this is coming from, if you're wondering. And I can't remember who showed it. I'm sorry. But just an interesting little doodad kind of tip. So that way you have another use for your aqua painters, believe it or not. So, alrighty, so I've done a little bit of homework, as it were, okay? And we have got a thick vanilla, or very vanilla, card base. Translation, cut in half and scored at 4 1/4. So this is our official card base. Let me get a sip of tea, hold on. I had a career fair this morning, and my throat and my voice is a little shot from talking in a gym all day. So, yes. Whew. Okay. I'm better now, if you're asking. Alright, so very vanilla envelope. We're just going to put these to the side a little bit because, you know, I've only got this much room, right? Alright, so this very vanilla base we are going to glue. This is Early Espresso cut, ooh, poodle hair. Ooh, sorry about that. And like I said before, been using the fast fuse recently, only because my cards get used and abused and, well, hopefully saved, but through craft fairs and sitting in cars and you name it, it happens. So, so I need something a little bit stronger than snail so I don't have to redo some things. So, let's see, what else are we doing? Alright, so I have a question, if anybody's on still with me. So, I have cherry cobbler. I've matted to be 1/4 inch smaller, or 5 by 3 3/4, if you're asking. And I want to know, I'm not going to glue it down right now, but I want to know, do you like the hexagon, or do you like the quilt top one here? So, and depending on what side, do you want it popping out or sinking in? So I'm just going to leave that for a second. If you can comment and let me know. Hey, I have a couple that have joined me. Awesome. So tonight we're doing aqua painter and we're rolling some edges so we can't see dimensionals, if you're wondering, as well as a few other uses for it. So right now, if you can comment, let me know. Do you want the hexagon or do you want... Well, hey, Shauna, how are you? I know quilt top was my favorite too, but I figured I'd let you guys choose. So if you can let me know that, that would be great. I'm going to put this to the side right now and start working on some other things. I do have a frame cut out already. Let me bring it back. Hold on. So the idea is here, let me get this frame, to do this and then to pop up this. Okay, so let me know if you want quilt top or hexagon. Hi Linda, how are you? My gosh, we got a whole crew on here. Awesome. So like I said before, my voice is a little rough. I had a career fair today and then we had a class last night, which was a lot of fun. I'm still cleaning up. Yeah, I think about 50 stamp sets were out by the end of the night. So, a whole lot of fun. But now I have the mess. So, I love the mess because it reminds me that we had a good time. But I have a mess. And I was gone all day today, so I'm not sure what's for dinner. We're just going to say it that way. So I'm just going to color this really quick. And we're going to show how to use the aqua painter or blender pen, either way. And so we are just going to do some green. And I know, just scribbles, right? But our product is so good that you can just float it and you'll see. This looks like scribbles, right? And you're probably going, John, you are ruining everything. No, I'm not. I promise I'm not. So we are just literally doing some quickie little bits. And I'm coloring some background. And I think my hills are going to be green.
with a little bit of brown, with a little bit. Do I remember what hills look like that are not in the desert? Does anybody else? Hi from Michigan, Miss Linda. Yes, it's almost too late for you, huh? So, all right, so we are gonna do that and grab a little bit of red for some tile roof kind of thing, I'm thinking. And I think that's it for that. I missed the little creek that's running down here, didn't I? Uh-oh. And one of the nice things about that is if you miss, you can either come back with the pencil later, or if you have a little bit of the color on your blender pen, you can just come back and kind of do your own thing. So, alrighty, so my rows have dirt in them. So I'm just kind of putting a little bit of dirt. And do houses come in any other color other than brown? I'm not sure anymore. I've lived in the desert a while. So I'm just grabbing some brown here. Okay. And did I miss anywhere? I'm just doing this quick. Alright, so when you open your blender pen, you want to make sure to not open it over your project. It is a pressure barrel, which translation means if you squeeze it, it's going to drip, okay? And if you squeeze a lot, guess what? You'll have a lot out. So we are just going to see how that blends so nicely. Now, what you do need to be careful with is if it blends really nicely, guess what? It also runs really nicely. So you're going to make sure that you are kind of taking the time. Sorry, I'm coloring and focusing. So, taking the time to get the details and make sure stuff doesn't run together. Okay? So, my aqua painter, I'm going to leave to the side for just a second. And I'm actually going to grab my blender pen. I like the blender pen. You're going to scratch off to make sure nobody's left anything for you. But I like the blender pen especially for the detail stuff. I like the aqua painter for more backgrounds and that kind of thing. But I definitely like this blender pen for when I'm trying to keep my colors a little more separate. See how that just floats it so nicely? So this is a glycerin based pen. They come in a pack of 3. I do break them up for you because things dry out so quickly in the desert and I go through them. I will sell them separately. I usually have them on hand, so make sure you ask if you want to. And I think I'm going to add a tiny bit more green to that field. I don't want it quite that brown. So we're just going to add a tiny bit of green. And obviously you're going to spend more time with yours, but I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to fill that in. I don't want to do white spaces. And if you don't like, you know how I've been a little sloppy here? So there's another way we can quote unquote fix this. Okay, so this is my other aqua pen. They come in a pack of 2. One's a medium tip and one... Yeah, everything is brown here, isn't it, Shauna? I guess I've gotten used to it. Anyways, so one's a medium tip and one is a fine tip. Let me open these and show you. This is the one I was just using with just water in it. And let me pull the top off. And this is the one I've been using, and this has Pool Party in it, which is a light blue, okay? So you see how the tips are different, right? Okay, so this is the larger one. It comes in a medium and a large when you order them. And the Pool Party means that I have ink that comes out with a little bit of water, and it's awesome because that means I can fix my mistakes really quick. Look at this. So I'm just going to go around my edge here, and I'm going to touch it with this color and float my color. Now we do have watercolor paper. Because this is regular paper, you want to be really careful to not put too much water on it, because if you get too much water it piddles like every other piece of paper or cardstock will. But we do have watercolor paper that's more textured, a little bit more porous, and is actually designed to absorb the water and do more watercolor and that kind of thing. So I like how that turned out. I hope you do too. And I'm scratching this off, but I forgot that the blue is in it. Oh well. Alrighty, so let me bring back my base. Now make sure you don't get into that. We'll see if I do. I might by the end of it. Alright, so I'm going to glue down my quilt top because that's what you guys wanted. Okay. And just glue it down. The only disadvantage with the fast fuse is if it is crooked, it's going to be crooked for a very long time. So I am going to, one of the filigrees out of Tuscan Vineyard, I'm going to stamp my frame with. Now, when you're stamping and coloring, you want to make sure to pick out of the neutrals. So you're going to do early espresso, basic gray, or basic black, and that's going to allow you, kind of like waterproof mascara, so it doesn't run, okay? If you picked a regular color to stamp with, not to color with, but to stamp with, you'd have quite a mess. So you want to make sure that you stamp with something that you can color over and it doesn't smear. Okay, so I'm just adding some accent points to my frame. Okay, normally I'd be cleaning and doing, but guess what? My cleaning pads were getting washed from last night. We had a really good time. So you should come to classes. So I'm just going to add a little bit of blue, and hopefully that brown has dried enough, but normally you want to leave it for just a couple seconds. Yeah, it's not quite dry, so I'm just gonna be careful and touch through. And you know, if not, well, I got a distressed frame, right? So it's just what it is. Every mistake is a creative opportunity. That's all I'm gonna say. So, all right, so there's my frame. I love that brown with like that turquoise look anyways for the distressed. So we're just going to leave that to the side for a second to dry. And I hope I don't get into my blue, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm trying to figure out where my stuff is. So what you want to do with this, after it dries completely, you're going to turn it over, and you're actually going to, instead of grabbing the cap, you're going to grab the bottom, okay? And you are just going to rub. Yes, really. Now, if you wanted a deeper impression, which I probably do, but I'm like, can I find my mat quick enough? Let me get a couple silicone mats. Normally, you would use your piercing mat or like an old mouse pad, but I'm telling you, I can't find half of my stuff from last night yet. So, we're going to see if this works. But just in circular motion, you're going to kind of rub on the outer side. And this is going to create almost like a frame kind of thing. Okay? And so this breaks down the fibers a little bit and allows you to kind of bend. And what I'm doing is creating kind of a concave frame on purpose. And when you do this with the piercing mat, it'll be much better. But what I want to do is create kind of like a concave or an edge that kind of curls a little bit, because I want to hide my dimensionals, and I don't want to have them like stick out. See how that's curling now? I like that. I don't want to like see the card and have like a big old dimensional just sticking out at the side. So that would be why I want this edge just to break down a tiny bit and to curl. Okay. Now with you, you're going to wait a few minutes so that way
your thing's completely dry. You're going to have the proper tools, but you know, you do what you can, and some days it's better than others. That's all there is to it. So that's what I'm looking at, and hopefully this frame is dry enough. I want to get this on here so we can get this done. All right, and just tack the sides also. Now, if for some reason, you know, you have problems with gluing things down, especially during Christmas time when we do a lot of the glimmer or glitter papers, you want to make sure that you have a box of glue dots on hand, because those will allow you to stick everything down, okay? So if all else fails, glue dots, okay? All right, so I'm just going to do this, but I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. I'm going to put them more towards the middle because I want that edge to kind of flare down, okay? And I'm going to peel this, and because I want that edge to flare down, I'm actually going to do 2 layers. I found that you can do up to 3 layers without it kind of swiveling and doing things to you. But I'll be honest with you, if you do 3 layers deep, you kind of can't put a piece of cardstock in front of it and make it so it goes through the machine at the post office. So you'll end up having to buy an additional ounce, and so instead of 49 cents, you'll pay 70. Tell me why I know that. Because it happens all the time. Hi, Lise. How are you? Thank you. I'm hoping it's pretty. I want it to be pretty. So this is what we're looking at. Now, if you wanted more of the quilt top to show, see how that's kind of bending down? If you wanted more of that quilt top to show, you could mat this smaller. You could do all kinds of things, okay? And of course, what do we have to do? Well, first off, I want to put a center to it. I know, right? I'm trying to be better about that. May your glass always be half full. This is out of the half full set. My girlfriend, that her blog and everything else that she does is the cardiologist. It's hilarious, Miss Linda Bowen, and love her dearly. And when she got her $1 million mark, she designed this set, obviously with a designer, and it's called Half Full. So in that $1 million time frame, her husband has died, her kids have grown, life has happened, and I just love the fact, yes, I need to be sideways. I love the fact that through it all, she's persevered. So love, love, love the set that she's done. Yes, I always sign it sideways because, hello, life's not normal, and neither am I. So I would probably cut this down a tiny bit because I'd want more of that quilted to show, but yeah, you know, next time, right? But I love this distressed kind of look. So may your glass always be half full. And, you know, I might pop this up and do a tag next time, but hey, it is what it is. So love it, love it, love it. So just another use for your aqua painters. So get it going. And great for flowers, great for everything, especially when you're using a stylus and the ball is too small. Use the base of this. Make sure you don't have any catches on your plastic. If you do, just grab a nail file and kind of rub it a little bit, which is what I had to do. So that's what we are looking at for tonight. Remember, if you haven't told me that you are coming on Saturday, tonight is the night, and which projects you want to do. Okay, so I think that's all for now. And I'm going to go grab some dinner because it's getting to be that time of night. And thankfully, huh? And without anything else, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for joining me. And we will get going on another project. If you want a comment of, awesome, Linda, thanks. I'm glad I helped you. Awesome. But if you want to comment, if you want to see something specific, Please let me know. I have signed back up for Paper Pumpkin because I missed out on this one this month, and I'm really hoping that next month's great. But that's our kit a month, if you don't know. So once that sends out mid next month, we'll be doing something with that, hopefully, too. So, all right, well, I'm going to go grab some dinner, and hopefully everything is well with you guys. If you need anything, please let me know, as always. And if you need any givebacks or anything for, you know, Friday, please let me know that as well. I'm always looking for a place to send cards and, well, to make ripple effects, right? We're making impact here. So, without anything else, I will let you go. And thanks for joining me. Again, Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Thank you so much.